Hello friends, how are you? I hope you are having a great day. I wanted to introduce a new segment. I've done a couple of layouts and shown you some of my storage ideas. Now I'm going to share my next adventure, which is into little golden books. I gotta tell you, first of all, this is all of my expertise on little golden books. I have watched probably 30, maybe more, tutorials on how to put together a little golden book and then what they do with the little golden books. And that's probably my greatest expertise, is that I have watched a lot of YouTube. I mean, a lot of YouTube on little golden books. And I'm going to tell you why I am interested in doing this and what I am planning on doing with them. This is not all of my little golden books. This is just the ones I have purchased on Amazon, brand new. I have a bunch that are not new at all, and I will talk about them in, well, probably right away. This one happens to be my my guinea pig. How's that? That's a good word for it. The pictures in the book have been scribbled on, and I'm sure this book was really well loved. An interesting thing about this one compared to the one that I got for my son is, let me pull this out here, sorry. My son's pages are perforated. See that? They're perforated. I'm not sure why they did that, but this is new, obviously, and they're perforated, and that sort of freaks me out, which is one of the reasons why I had to come up with some kind of an idea. This one is older. You can see right here, the child, whoever Corby is, got it in 1992. Look at the difference in the pages. Not perforated. They're in a lot better shape. Other than all of the scribbling, they're in a lot better shape. So the fact that this book is perforated, and I don't know if all of the new books that I got are like this or not, but I had to come up with an idea to make stitching the book back into the completed little golden book junk journal, which I don't know if I can really call it a junk journal, because I didn't use any junk at all in this journal. Not one drop of it, not a bit. And I'm going to put that back where it belongs so I know where it belongs. Okay. One of the reasons that, put this here. One of the reasons that I like this size book is that, so each of these pages came from a 12 by 12 page. I already showed this one or two videos ago. Anyway, this came from a 12 by 12 page. This is 8 by 12. You save the 4 by 12 inch, because then I used that 4 by 12 inch. I cut it down to 8 by 4. And now this is a nice little flip out. I used washi tape, but the washi tape is not very strong. And that was one of the things that most of the women who were using the washi tape in their little golden books said, is that they either use some other tape to go under the washi tape to make it more sturdy, or they use some glue, because the washi tape is kind of meant to be temporary. But I like the color of it, and I like it on the edge, and it makes a nice sturdy edge. And then you can, have these little flip outs. I showed this one also before, but so I have 2 flip outs here. So I was able to save that. Now there's one other thing. There's this little edge here, and I don't think I'm gonna worry about it, but if I wanted to, I could put a little strip of washi tape right on the edge there to make it more sturdy, more, you know, perfect. I don't know. And since I do know how to stitch, and I know how, and I've made a few stitched books already, I can always snip my stitches and redo it if it starts to fall apart. Okay, here's one thing though about, and I'll use this page here. So I'll do it this way. So if I put this here, look at that. There is a 1/2 inch. So this is the one problem with the little golden book that people have, everybody does something different. I have seen multiple different ways of doing it. Some very, very, very creative ways of getting around this problem here. And not that I'm not going to do some of these other choices in future books, but for this particular book, I didn't want to do that. So what I've chosen to do, I'll do it with this one, is to, I'm going to cut it, well, all I had to do was just do the perforation and then put it together like this. And then what I will have when I open it up is these will be overlapping. So each of the stitches will be going through 2 pieces of paper. And I think that will be more stable. I think that will be more, I think it'll hold together better. So I'm going to do one right now on camera, and then I will probably do the rest time lapse. But I have this, it's called score tape. It is 1/8 of an inch, okay? And I got it on Amazon, like I get everything, right? And, well, not everything, but almost everything. Let me find the end, because I'm going to do one additional step. So this is the inside, and this is the inside, okay? So I'm going to put my score tape right down. I think I'm going to put it just a little bit away from the fold. Okay, and snip it off with my little snips. Should I name these snips? Say, where are you, snips? Oh, is anybody else an Ahsoka fan? Because as you can tell, we're Star Wars fans here, right? And Ahsoka, oh my gosh, such a good show. And I have loved her from the beginning. Oh, look. Kanan. Oh, love him. Okay. All right. Just pull that open. Might be easiest that way. I'll do this one. I have made one other page before this, and it was in that little book that was all scribbled on, just to see if I would like this. I was talking with a number of different people, and they all felt that making it as sturdy as possible is probably the smart thing to do. But before I glue it down, because it will be much harder once I glue it down, I'm going to cut. So I normally use, I have a guillotine cutter. And guess who it's by? It's Tim Holtz. Yes, it is. But, and I like it. It's by Tonic. Just like these are, these glass mats are Tim Holtz and Tonic. And I do like it very much. But I think for this work here, I will be happier using this, just because I can kind of see what I'm doing a little better. I think That's probably a smart amount to take off. I don't think I want to take it right up to the tape, although I could. Make sure this is straight. So this one I took a little more off. And I'll tell you right now, if they don't end up being exactly perfect, you know, it's okay, because perfection's overrated. Actually, it's kind of hard to do. It's kind of hard to be absolutely, utterly perfect, right? I mean, there are several groups out there who believe that it is so important not to be perfect that they purposefully, when they're making a quilt or they're making a rug or a blanket or something, whatever they're doing in art, they purposely put a mistake into it. You know, this is not as easy as I thought it was going to be. And I've already done one. So this is number 2. Number 1, I didn't care about. Number 2, I care about. So I want this. I wonder if this is why most people haven't done these. It's because it takes a steady hand. I remember Martha Stewart saying that her hands were so steady she could be a surgeon. Okay, good enough, right? There's this little tab here. I might just cut that off on the top and the bottom just because this will be my purpose. I did this on purpose so that I did not have a perfect thing, okay? I mean, who am I to try to say I am perfection, right? So the pieces that you're seeing here are the ones I haven't done yet. And guess what? I like it! I was so worried. Okay, I'm going to tell you this really, really, really quick. This is my first one that I'm going to do as a complete project, right? And it's for my son. And I love my son. And I want this to be, well, perfect until now, and it's not. But anyway, so I have fretted over this for a few months. And now I'm not going to fret anymore. I'm going to just share something. As I was making these, I had set this down on my mat and it had some ink on it because I hadn't cleaned it off. And so I did this on purpose to cover the ink splatters. You know what? My son's actually real happy with it. This is my son, Ben. Anyway, and then this one opens. And he is a Sith. And this tells the story of not only our first day, our first visit to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge in Florida in 2019, but at the end of our vacation, I guess I'll tell this story later. But quickly, this is where he made his own lightsaber. And yes, his lightsaber is red, and he is a Sith. So I made little pockets here. I'll go through and show the whole thing later, but just a little bit. And it's far from perfect. I have a feeling that as I go along and make more and more of these, they will be it'll be easier and less stressful. So I just thought I would go through and tell you what I'm going to do with these because I bought these. First of all, I have a friend that just got home from Disneyland yesterday where they went to the Oogie Boogie Bash. And they all dressed up as Nightmare Before Christmas characters. And I said, oh, we'll do this together. And so we will do it together. It's a cute little book. And we will add other pages. She's already sent me some photos. that she okayed for YouTube. You know, maybe her hand's in it, right? You know, she's holding something. We'll go through more of her photos and decide which ones she doesn't mind me showing on YouTube, and then the other ones we will do together off camera. But so that will be fun. This is the one I mentioned earlier. When I was a little girl, this book, I had a book like this. I bought this one brand new, but I'm going to put Hedwig pictures in here. And I've already looked through it. See, this one is still stiff. And the reason I didn't like push that open and everything is I want it to stay stiff, because I'm going to do, oh, I forgot. I'm going to do to this what I did to this. So what I did, I carefully removed the golden tape. I tried not to bend this. Oh, we went through and we read it a few times. My son read it, I read it, you know, my husband read it. We went through it. But I want this to be one piece. And I'm going to cover it. There's going to be about a 2 1/4 inch gusset here, if that's the right word. That's a sewing word, but anyway, a 2 1/2 inch spine. There we go. That's probably a better word. Then we'll be doing that together, and you'll watch me make mistakes, and then you can laugh. Just don't tell me, okay? Just lie to me. Tell me it's all good. But yeah, so this is going to be the cover. Okay, try to get that ring out of there, right? This is going to be the cover then. And there is a bit of leeway, which you want. You actually want a bit. And that. So this is what I'm going to do with this. Now, it's not a little golden book without the little golden foil, right? So I carefully removed it. And I used some here. I think I used some somewhere else. And let's just show you this one here. Look how stinking cute that is. Let's see if we can even do this. It's got little Star Wars characters. Can you see that? So I saved the tape to put into the book. And I've seen a number of different people who do the little golden books as to how they've saved the tape and how they've used it in their books. And, you know, this again is an art form, which means you do you. And if you are happy with what you're doing, then that's all that matters. So did I mention that this book is going to be for Hedwig? This is my Hedwig book. But I bought some paper that's got different colors, kind of swirled paper, marbling. They did marbling in it. And so I'm going to see how much I can use that. Plus, I asked my husband the other day, I said, do I have 1,000 pounds of paper? And he said, no, probably only about 800. So about 800 pounds of paper. So, yeah. This one, we went to Flagstaff a year ago, and we went to the observatory where they discovered Pluto. Which, by the way, I'm old enough that I grew up, Pluto was a planet. And it was such a big deal that Walt Disney named Mickey's dog Pluto, because Pluto was born the same year as the planet Pluto was discovered. I don't want to, oh, I got a little dirty. I don't want to mess this up because I'll be taking that off and doing it the way I did. But this does mention Pluto. It does say that it was, you know, it says a few things about Pluto actually. So I'm going to use the photos that we took at the observatory with this. On that same vacation, we went to the Grand Canyon, and I don't know whether I will put those photos in this book and call this a Flagstaff book, or if I will do something else with the Grand Canyon ones, because sadly, and this I have searched, and this breaks my heart, there is no little golden book on the Grand Canyon. Giant sigh. Oh well. This one, we've taken several vacations. This one will probably be used for Disneyland and Disneyland. But we've taken several vacations to Lake Tahoe. I also take pictures of my garden. And so I was thinking of using these little golden books for those photos. I haven't quite decided exactly how I'm going to use these ones, except that I had to have them because I love It's a Small World and I love the Haunted Mansion. And to be, well, I bought this one by accident because I really wanted the Nightmare Before Christmas one, and I bought that one instead, and I went, I'm keeping it because it's a cute little story in there. So one last thing I'm going to share before I start just taping those pages together is I have a bunch of these books that are thrifted, and they are not in the most perfect shape. This one, the pages in there were all scribbled on. So what I'm going to do with this is make it into, maybe I'm going to make this one into a Grand Canyon book. I would cover it and everything, and I'm going to want to tear this apart and separate it and put a spine in it and then stitch it in. So anyway, that is my little intro to Little Golden Books. I'm not an expert, obviously. That's so funny. Yeah, expert me. Yeah, I'm not an expert, but I am willing to give this a try. I like the size. I think when I was working on my son's book, I enjoyed this so much because, and I mentioned this before, but these pages went fast. I didn't have to do a lot of embellishment. Some of the pages that I do in a 12 by 12 layout take me a while, but these ones went fast and it was fun. And I had fun doing it, and I did it kind of like in between other layouts that I was working on. It was just a lot of stamping and just play, right? And it went, like I said, it went fast. And I mentioned this before, sometimes you just want to get these pictures in a book. And there's all kinds of different ways that I could do that. But this one really, oh, what it would be the word? I gravitate towards this. This one really does it for me, right? You know, when you go, that's it. That's exactly it. You know, somebody else is going to do something else. And, you know, but these little golden books, and they are easy to pick up at the thrift store. And there are several that I can get online that are just perfect. So I will start working on this book. It's probably going to be in a separate, in this book, this one here, in a separate video. This will probably go out on its own. But I hope y'all have a wonderful day. I hope you enjoy the fall. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like, and ring that notification bell. Have a wonderful day. Bye.